With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. One final time this season. Hi there, everybody. Joined by Brock Hewitt in the booth. I'm Kate Scott, and we have made it. The greatest game of them all, everybody. Welcome to the Super Bowl. And it really is the perfect crowning event for each and every NFL season, isn't it, partner? All the fanfare, the celebration in the week leading up to this game, and then in the moment, we see the two best teams in the NFL squaring off for this title.
Such a few fortunate players and coaches who are making a repeat appearance in this game on this stage, Kate. So many. This is the culmination of a dream that began a decade, even a couple decades ago, as a young player discovering their love for football. And for those first-timers, that's fine. Go ahead and take in this atmosphere. Just make sure you're focused when that ball is teed up and ready to go.
Has room down the left sideline. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away. One snap in, and this offense as efficient as they could be, partner, and looking very dangerous to begin this ball game too.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing for coaches to tell us in our production meetings they want to be a quick strike offense, got to be explosive. But they put that talk into action. One play from scrimmage, one touchdown, and one massive statement sent across the field.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Dory Jackson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is A.J. Dillon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That one's cut along the right sideline. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He gets it complete to Will Shipley. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Hurts now from the gun. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Hurts throwing again. Now we'll try one deep down the right sideline. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders have it now on his 8th pick of the year. Already in an early hole on the the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with a pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Play action on 1st down. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. He's dropping back to throw. Into a crowd, and intercepted! Adoree Jackson makes the play. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these 2 defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Now begin the drive with Dillon. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. Nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. He lets one fly deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Dillon on 1st and goal. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
They'll try it right with Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Hurts. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They'll run. It's Dillon. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going left. Here's a give up the middle. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They give it to him again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. That's the end of one. Welcome back. The team is set, so let's get back to it. 2nd quarter of Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. They're looking at 1st down here. They're throwing it. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that's a nice job by the defense, Kate, to actually use the 12th defender, and that is the sideline. That throw didn't give the receiver enough real estate to establish possession, and the defense understanding how to use the boundary.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Buys time, rolling right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Trying to find Brock Bowers. So that brings up 2nd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. He puts everything behind this one. Big gain downfield. He has the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Jackson now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10.
King. 63.
Hurts to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. Two men nearby, that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. Third down coming up. Slot man motioned over. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. He's throwing deep to the left side. He connects on the deep shot. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Back to pass on 1st and 10. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That goes for 36 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. And Kobe Dean in on the tackle. Offense up to the line fast. Back to the well again. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Zach Vaughn with the tackle. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. They bring a tight end in motion right. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
So a crazy first half has finally reached the 2-minute warning. It's the Raiders with 1st and 10. Dropping back to throw. Cut near the goal line. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 2nd and 3 now. missing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Jackson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hurts looking to throw. Ball finds his running back. It's A.J. Dillon. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. From the 32. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. They've got a man in motion. Now Hurts on 3rd and long. He gets a lot behind one. Deep downfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find A.J. Brown. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And it'll be Raider football. New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing it to start this drive. Caught quickly on the slant. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To throw it on 1st down. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders will add to their lead at the end of the half. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play. They just exposed them.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Jackson now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Well, while we all enjoyed that halftime show, right, Brock? These guys were strategizing how to win that Lombardi. We're back underway in the Super Bowl. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jeremy Chin has got it. And he takes this one back for the pick six. Well, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock, to have somebody in position for pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders stretch their lead to 21. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Jackson now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50.
10 times, Kate. The kickoff's been brought back for a touchdown in the greatest game of the year 10 times, and for a moment, I think we all thought we were watching number 11. That certainly was a Super Bowl moment and a great return, even if it didn't reach the end zone.
On 1st down, Hurts. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. His kick is good for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And no return here. This is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Zach Bond with the tackle. Working quickly here. Another carry for him. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Zach Bond with the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Pass play coming here. Complete here to Bowers. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds him on the slant. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Connects on the crosser. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. Tight end going in motion here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back-to-back carries here. He does it! Touchdown! The Raiders stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say, slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Jackson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Taking a shot deep down the field it goes. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll run now on 2nd down. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Jalen Carter.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Eagles get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. All right, that's now his 2nd interception thrown in this game. Obviously not a stat you want, but he does have those 4 touchdowns to fall back on.
And that pick, well, makes it a little bit better performance for this defense, right? I mean, you get burned 4 times, but at least you got a couple to hang your hat on that you did take away. I'm not sure that fact is going to save them from what's going to be a really rough film session, though.
Dillon gets it going right. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Offense in the hurry up here. Trying it again with Dillon. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Eagles parlay the interception into points. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tucker now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So 2nd down coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
2nd and 10 now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Throwing on 3rd and long. He's on the move. And he won't find anything here. They're there to drop him for the sack on what's likely the final play of this 3rd quarter. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. So we're winding down to the end of the 2024 season. That's the end of 3. Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Collects this at the 32. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. Now elsewhere on the return, there's an injured player in need of some attention, which he will get as trainers head his way. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hurts to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. Second down, Hurts throwing again. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds, just inside the red zone. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Hurts. Completed left side to Smith. Brushes him off with ease. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
He keeps it himself. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
They'll try the left side with Dillon. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll motion him out of the backfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Throwing it again on 2nd down. This ball's cut by Bowers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down, ball at the 36. He'll look to throw. Got a man, Bowers has it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They go play action here. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Looking to throw. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Raiders pushing to get within range for a game winner. New set of downs for him at the 38. Putting a receiver in motion. On first down, they'll run. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted! The rookie from Texas comes up with it.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Here he is to throw. He's got Brown on the slant. Rolling into enemy territory. Hits the 20. A.J. Brown. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles have taken the lead late. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Offense liked how that play went. They choose to decline the penalty. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Tucker now on the return. And look at this return. He showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level, they want this opportunity. They want their chance to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Try getting that one to Brock Bowers. And now it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. They send a man in motion. Setting up to pass. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he brings it in. Touchdown. And a big decision coming up for him now. Now a big 2-point try coming for these Raiders.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
A tight end in motion now. Back to throw. Oh, and they can't complete it, so forget the tie. They wanted the win, but now they trail by 1 in the final moments of the Super Bowl. So down inside the final minute, they're ready to try the onside kick. And And the Eagles are able to recover. And that should just about do it for us here.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Handoff headed left, it's Dillon. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. The timeout taken by Vegas, that's its 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
And the birthplace of America sure is going to be rocking again tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.